This apartment in China's eastern city of Nanjing is home to more than 100 cats. But this is not a cat resort. It's a safe harbor for those from the street. This is just one of the many examples of how Chinese volunteers are rescuing street cats across the country. China reportedly has more than 53 million street cats, and with no national system in place to manage them, the country mostly relies on volunteers. Research suggests the number could rise even further, creating an ever-growing crisis. Gao Fengying, a 56-year-old retired woman, rented this apartment to house street cats. She's been doing these for 18 years.
这些猫啊，都是我一只一只捡来救的，每一个猫都有一个不寻常的故事。下来吃灯笼上面。
Miss Gao spends 7 to 8 hours a day feeding, cleaning, and giving medical treatment to the cats.
猫孩子，他们都是我的家人，都是我的孩子一样的。我爱他们，甚至爱过超过我爱我的生命。
Her efforts are part of a larger nationwide struggle. In cities like Shanghai, Xi'an, Shenzhen, and Yinchuan, similar stories play out. Volunteers, often without funding, work tirelessly to help the growing population of stray cats. Recently, a typhoon in Shanghai destroyed a shelter built by volunteers, leaving hundreds of cats without protection. In the absence of government support, these volunteers find themselves stretched to the limit.
我就这样经常都被人投诉，说那个房间有一股尿骚味这样子。
So, what do cats mean to the Chinese public? And why are there so many street cats in China? Cats have long been revered in Chinese culture, symbolizing luck and prosperity. In the Song Dynasty, Chinese people started buying cats for their homes. It is also reflected in many Chinese painting and arts. Despite this cultural significance, the streets are now home to millions of them.
It's not just an issue specific to China, it is a global issue. On the one hand, because of economic growth in China, better living standards, more people having cats, and the number of people who don't care for the cats, they don't know how to care for the cats, they are not responsible pet owners. The number of these people also growing. So that's why, yes, you see, increasing number of stray animals in China.
In urban China, pet ownership has boomed, but many families who purchase cats soon find themselves overwhelmed and abandon them for different reasons. This is Xiao Wuqian. He was bought by a young couple for 5,000 yuan, only to be left behind when they split up.
我接下来大概马上有快9年，他特别聪明，乖巧。
This problem is compounded by China's underground pet trade. Cats are bred on sanitary conditions and sold at low prices, often discarded after being used for breeding. Like Da Hui, a cat found abandoned after years of exploitation.
人家搞繁殖，主人不要了，送给人家搞繁殖，关在笼子里面，太可怜了。我不救了，他就没得命了。
This lack of responsibility extends beyond ownership. There are deep-rooted misconceptions about street cats. Many people believe cats spread disease or cause hygiene problems, leading to cases of abandonment and abuse.
And there is also a lot of misperception about the families having pregnant wife or pregnant daughter-in-law. Oftentimes in the past, would try to give up the cats on the false assumption that these cats would bring, illness to the babies. So that needs to be educated. That's wrong.
Chinese public uses Hello Street Cat, a phone app that allows community to stay connected. Thousands of live cameras across the country allow users to monitor the street and trigger a machine to release cable through donation. However, scenes of cat abuse captured on camera has sparked a fierce debate on social media. Without legal repercussions, those responsible often face only public condemnation. That's right. China doesn't have a law to protect pets and stray animals. But why? Despite increasing call for animal protection, China remains one of the few industrialized nations without formal law protecting stray animals. Volunteers and animal welfare organizations shoulder the burden, but they are fighting a losing battle.
There is no legal provision in China's legal system, providing protection or legal protection to companion animals such as dogs, cats, and other animals, living with the family. Beijing, as far as I know, every year the city government would earmark certain amount of money from the government budget for local organizations to do sterilization of stray cats.
Every year during China's legislative period, activists push for laws protecting street cats and dogs. Public support for animal rights continues to grow, with social media campaigns attracting greater attention.
It is difficult to ask the general public to work on the legislation, but when the government is inviting people to give opinion for the legislation, they should really do that. They should really voice out the situation.
The government's reluctance to pass animal protection laws leave millions of animals vulnerable, and the volunteers exhausted. People like Miss Gao continue to dedicate their time and resources to care for stray cats. She does online streaming at home, asking for the public to donate for her cats.
我也希望有社会上的人多来关爱这些流浪动物，能与我共度难关，让我在这条路上继续走下去。
With no governmental support, many volunteers are struggling to keep up. Some of them even face bankruptcy. Jojo, Joe, ABC News.